Hello, and welcome to the 4th episode of the ALTTP NMG speedrun tutorial. In the last episode, we went through Eastern Palace and touched on route divergence for safety items. In this episode, we are going to cover safety items and convenience items, as well as gearing up for Desert Palace. We will also be using spin speed for the first time in this run. If you don't know what spin speed is, or how to perform a spin speed, watch the first episode to get an overview of these mechanics. We will go over it briefly once more here though. Safeties and convenience. The difference between a safety item and a convenience item is this. Safeties will revive you when you die, or heal you when you are close to death. This means you can make more mistakes, and the run is less dangerous overall. If you are new to the game, you will want to grab some safeties. Convenience items are quality of life items. You can skip them, but again, they make some sections of the game easier. Let's pick up where we left off. We just grabbed the green pendant and are now going to visit Shoutouts, or however you pronounce that mess of a name. You must jump off ledges to the left to get to his little shack. Once there, you will want to talk to him first, as he will give us the boots. If you are not planning on picking up 2 bottles in the village, or you don't want to grab the ice rod, we will only be getting the boots. If you want to get the ice rod and have 2 bottles when you leave the village, you will want to pick up the top pot and do a dash turn into the cracked wall. To do a dash turn, start dashing facing left or right and turn up before Link starts dashing. The pots will stop us from flying back too far, and this saves a little time. Get all 3 chests if you want the ice rod, otherwise just get the left and right chests if you want to pick up a second bottle but skip ice rod. Leave the shack and start charging your sword while you move towards the stairs. When your sword is charged, release the B button and press A 1 frame later. I do this by rolling my thumb from one button to the other. If done right, you won't be able to swing your sword, and you can pump up the stairs as normal. When you step off the staircase, you will move at dash speed, but you can change directions. Spin speed takes a little getting used to, but it's easy enough to learn how to maneuver with it. Note: taking damage will cause you to lose spin speed until you touch another manual staircase. Jumping off a ledge will completely disarm spin speed, and you will have to set it up again. We are going to go to the left, down, and then we want to line up against the far left statues to jump off the ledge. Dash down, and then to the left. Here, if you are fast enough, you can dash left past the green guard, and then down without getting hit. This takes some practice, but it's not too bad. Once over the bridge, dash to the left again. Dash past Link's house. On the screen, you will want to line up with the top wall and dash left. We do this so we don't bonk off the bushes on the next screen. Dash into the second bush, and then dash down. Here we want to dash down above the path and dash left. Dash left past the blue guards and dash up. Here we don't dash as it saves no time, and we want to charge our sword to set up spin speed on the next screen. Use the manual staircase here to get spin speed. Now comes the first route divergence. If you collected the 100 rupees in Eastern and the 100 rupees from the back of the shack, you can buy 1 bottle and get 1 free one. I will show both bottles here as well as the bug net to catch fairies. Use spin speed and head north. Once in the village, dash to the left, then up and talk to the bottle vendor. He will give you a bottle for 100 rupees. If you've been collecting rupees along the way, you should have more than 220 or so rupees, so that you'll have enough for later in the run. Once done with the vendor, we are going to dash down and head to the back of the bar and get our second bottle. Go to the house directly north of the bar and talk to the sick kid who will give us the net. Once you are done here, go back south and go into the library. Bonk off the bookcase to get the book to fall and pick it up. It's a single text box here, so use L and R to get through the text. Leave the library, and as soon as you're outside, charge your sword and start walking down the stairs. Set up the spin speed here and go back to the right. If you miss the spin, just dash. It doesn't save enough time to try it twice. Head back over to the house. And we'll dash down where the blue guard is. There's another divergence you can do here. To make the land mollusk fight more consistent and arguably easier, pick up the ice rod now. Normally we don't get it until way later in the run, when we have the flute. But it doesn't lose a ton of time to get it now, about a minute. Dash down and hop down the ledge, go right. These enemies are tough, but if you react well, it shouldn't be too bad. Keep going to the right and then go up. There are a lot of crabs guarding the ice rod, so do your best to avoid them. You will need bombs for this, which is why we open all the chests in the shack. Place a bomb at the cracked wall and head in when it goes off. You can throw the bomb from the right entrance and it will land where you need it to be. Throw bombs by placing the bomb and pressing A to pick it up, and then A to throw it. Go in, go straight back, open the chest, and leave. Head back over to the left and keep going until you are past the dam. If you aren't getting the ice rod, you can just go left where you dash down at the guard. You want to dash through the 3 bushes here and open your menu once you're past it to switch to the book. This is a buffer so you can line up correctly so that you don't dash into the shallow water. Dashing in shallow water is slower than just dashing normally. Close the menu and dash down. Walk around the rock to the left, dash straight left from here and then down before the sign and then left again. Here you can dash left, move up a bit, and then left again. Dash down to the bottom grass tile and dash left. Doing this will ensure you don't get hit and sets you up for the dash on the next screen. Dash left and stop your dash when you get to the ledge with the black rock. Dashing up and start spamming the book as you head towards the pedestal in the center of the desert entrance. Start mashing A and B to get through the text and start the cutscene. You need to press A once Link starts praying in order to move through it quicker. You can have a sip of water while you wait for the stones to move and then go north into the entrance. Here we want to dash left to where the enemy is coming up out of the ground and dash up. Pick up the bottom pot for arrows and then hit the enemy with the pot. Walk up. Here we have an enemy that takes 2 hits. There's a couple ways of dealing with him. The fastest is to poke dash him and then dash up and left. The second method is just to charge your sword and kill him with the spin. The third method is using the small portion of the wall to the right to bonk over him. They are all about the same time, so it doesn't really matter how you handle it. Once you pass him, go to the left and go in the north door. There's a couple ways of doing this room quickly. The easiest method is just to bonk off the torch and pick up the key. You can save a little time by bonking into the torch from the left and then get the key. This will stop Link from flying back, and he recovers a little bit quicker. The 2 fastest methods involve brushing up against the torch and bonking on the wall. This will cause the key to fall. Brushing against the top is easier to line up, but going for the bottom is faster. Once you have the key, go to the right and dash out of the room. Next, go 2 screens to the right, picking up some arrows here in the middle pot for land mollusk, or to top up your arrows. You will need a lot of them and ammo count starts to matter here. Head down and unlock the door. Kill the enemies here and leave the chest. It's just the compass. Go north. In this room you can sometimes dash without getting hit. Pay attention and be sure to stop your dash if you think you are going to take a hit. Grab the key and mash L and R for the text box and go south once again. We want to go back to the very left side of the dungeon again. This time we want to take the left door. There's a couple pots that we want to pick up. There's 2 pots for a little money and some arrows. Then we want to pick up this pot on the left for the door switch. Open the big chest, mash L and R for the text box. Go back and hit the switch once more and then dash to the right. Dash to the right here and keep to the left of the hallway before going down. If you are fast enough, you can dash straight down. If you haven't really practiced this dash, just stay to the right and you can dash straight down. Go to the left if you want to stock up on fairies for your bottles. This is the place to do it. Push this block, which will open the door, and use your net to catch some fairies. If you don't need fairies, just go out the room to the south. There is a very risky setup here for spin speed. It's only risky because of the ledge. If you mess up and jump off, you will have to go back through the main entrance, and this is pretty much a run killer. It's not a massive time loss, but it is pretty big. If you don't want to spin speed here, just dash up, pick up the rock, and enter the back half of the dungeon. In this room, go a little right, dash up, push the bottom block to open the door. This is our first key dash room of the run. We covered this topic a little in the first episode. The only thing you really need to know is how to make this work. Pick up the bottom left pot and pick up the key. As you go to the right, make sure you're firm against the bottom wall. When you are in front of the bottom door, start your dash and turn up before you start dashing, just like in the shack. This will cause us to turn without moving, and it's known as a dash turn. This will let us do a key dash right through the door. If you fail this, you'll bonk against the door. Once upstairs, you can just dash. This will cancel the stair lag automatically. Kill the enemies here as best you can. I find going counterclockwise works best. Here you will want to walk a little down as to not load the sprites in the top of the room. This will make the upper half more consistent. Dash just above the BMOS here and then dash north. Pick up the second pot from the right for a key, and then line up with the other pots or the torch to dash turn up to the locked door. Here, the key is in the top right pot and there's no benefit to a key dash. There is health and magic and arrows in this room if you need it. We will ignore the Igor and just use our lamp to light the torches, starting with the bottom 2 and going towards the top 2. If done right, he will fall asleep without hitting us. You have time for another drink break here if you need one. This cutscene does only take a couple seconds, but it's enough for a drink. If you are planning to use the ice rod, light the torches first, then get the magic. Doing it this way will allow you to have more shots if you miss. Okay, boss number 2, Land Molus. There's lots of ways to do this. You can use your sword for 6 hits per worm and spins, but be aware spins do not damage the boss for double damage. There is the arrow method, which is the second fastest, but also the hardest to learn. It's technically the fastest method overall, but in terms of time spent killing the boss, it's the second fastest. Using the ice rod is the fastest method to kill this boss. However, the time loss for getting the ice rod puts us at a minute behind, if not more. Let's cover ice rod first. Line up at the top wall facing down. It takes 2 ice rod shots per worm, so do your best to react after hitting the first one. This method usually results in a 1 or 2 cycle boss fight, making it overall the quickest. With the sword method, you just want to get as many hits in as possible, but it's pretty hard to get more than 2 or 3 hits per cycle. The bow method. Make sure you don't use all your arrows here. You will want at least 5 or 6 arrows at the end of this fight for Tower of Hera and Agus Tower. Remember that while there's an arrow in the air, you cannot shoot another arrow. The easiest method to line up is just to dash straight up into the room and bonk against the top wall. then face left. Each worm takes 4 arrows to kill. Try to get 2 or 3 into the first one, then face right to line up with the second worm. If you get really good, you should be able to put at least 2 shots in each worm on the first cycle. If you miss a shot, just slash the worms to get the extra damage in. After this opening, things get random, so you need to adjust and react to the RNG. Practicing this method will almost always save you time in the long run, and you'll be able to skip getting the ice rod now and save it for later when we actually need it. The heart pickup will always appear where you killed the last boss. The pendant lineup is the same as in Eastern. Line up the tip of your sword with the bottom of the shadow for a faster pickup. Mash L and R for the text box, and split at the sound of the victory sword swing. That's it for this episode. Next episode we will be doing some quick hops, quick warps, fake flippers, and bomb jumps. There's going to be a lot, so be prepared for a longer episode. Shoutouts to Hacksaw for helping me give shape to this series, and to Rabid Blue Jay for creating the thumbnail for the series. Links to both of their channels in the description below. If you enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing to the channel and dropping a like. It really helps me out. Also, don't forget to comment or ask questions below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.